Coming to you all the way from Cape Town. In the lead up to CX Day, we asked you to submit your most difficult questions around customer journey mapping, which we'll aim to answer in this session. We'll also be showing you a few shortcuts and tricks that we've developed over time. And at the end of the session, we will be giving you a link to download our journey mapping pocket guide. So one of the first questions we'd like to answer in this session is one that we received on Twitter around, once you have a journey map, how to get buy-in in the organization. Very often we find with some of our clients, they have mapped the journey in isolation without involving the rest of the business. This makes adoption and change management quite difficult. We would recommend pretend that you don't have that map and start your process with involving the right stakeholders, get them to co-create and collaborate, and that way you're going to get a lot more adoption and ownership.
Yeah.
So some of the other questions were very practical questions around how to do customer journey mapping. I'm going to show you a few ways that we do customer journey mapping and also some of the techniques we've developed over time to really save us time. So I want to quickly talk you through doing it on the whiteboard. And what we start with is obviously a customer persona. We unpack this persona in terms of the demographics. You know, what does this person like? What don't they like? What are their most loved brands? What is their typical behavior? And then we develop an empathy map for this customer. And that really creates the canvas to do the journey mapping. Now, over time, we've developed a set of stickers and cards to make it really easy to set up the framework for customer journey mapping. And one of the things we do is we kind of mark the customer moments at the top, and then you can decide. Typically, we would map the journey in terms of, you know, what is the moment in the journey? What is the customer expectation of this moment? What is the emotion we want to evoke? How do we exceed the expectation? How do we fail the expectation of the customer in this moment? And then really, who owns this moment in the organization? And sometimes we go as deep as looking at the backstage processes that would support this moment. So I want to quickly talk you through the process of journey mapping, and you'll see we've got a completed framework here, and we've got the amazing pictures that our illustrator drew that we also include in our journey mapping kit, which I'll show you in a moment. But it's quite important when you facilitate a journey mapping session to have as diverse audience as possible, including people from all over the business in different roles, as well as really thinking about doing this with actual customers. And what I really advise you to do is think like a journalist and pose questions. You always want your audience to think about what happened before a specific moment and what's going to happen after a specific moment. And how we run our customer journey sessions is we really start by fast forwarding to the end of the journey and saying, what do we want the customer to say once they've had an interaction with our brand, and once they go away after they've engaged with a service or a product from our brand. So if we look at this particular journey, and I'm just going to unpack one moment. This story is about a girl who gets a promotion in her job and she wants to buy a new car, and how she goes through this journey and the various people that she interacts with in this journey. So if we look at her goal when she gets to this moment of doing research on the web is to find out, you know, what is the right car for her from a look perspective, what is the fuel efficiency, what's some of the safety features, and her expectation is that she'll easily find the website. It'll be user-friendly, she'll get choices, she'll get the ability to compare, and she'll get customer reviews of customers who bought the cars. The desired emotion there, we want her to be excited, confident, satisfied, and empowered. And if we exceed her expectation, if we were the car company building this website, we would make sure that she understands financing, that she understands repayments on the car, that it's highly personalized, that there's all kinds of value adds. It tells her when the car is available and manages her expectations around after sales. If we look at failing her expectations, there might be all kinds of extras that's not disclosed on the website. Hidden cost. The website might be complex, might be written in a language where she doesn't really understand, what she's seeing. So if we look at the backstage story here, there's all kinds of things ingredients that come together to make this website work. We look at website optimization, the building of the website, stock management, the content management, calculations, loading of images of the car. And all of this is really important to consider when you do journey mapping. And you'll step through this journey moment by moment to create this map and really look for innovation. And then what's really nifty when you do journey mapping is also to establish ownership. So in this moment, we actually have the digital marketing team that owns this moment. So one of the other questions that got sent in by the audience was, when we do journey mapping, do we map the as is or do we map the to be journey? And I think it's almost inevitable that people would go to the aspirations around what the journey should be. So often we map the as is to really understand what's going on, what the customer's seeing. We overlay that with mystery shopping, with voice of the customer results, with all of the insights we can collect that tell us more about the journey. And then we take that into a design session where we really stretch the boundaries around innovation and design. So one of the reasons that we develop these cards and the journey mapping kit is because we map various journeys every week. And you would know that it takes quite a bit of time to document these journeys. And I'm going to talk a little bit later about tools, but just to quickly show you how quick this is to capture the journey. So we would unpack the entire journey using the cards and the stickers. For you that have mapped a lot of journeys, you would know that if you use post-it notes, even if you use it on flip chart paper and you transport it, sometimes the post-it notes come off. And when you want to document it, you have no idea where the various pieces of information belong. So we've created these stickers that you can actually stick it down on the paper and it becomes permanent so you can easily transport it. But let me show you this nifty trick of how we scan the journey. So we love using Evernote, and I'm going to quickly just show you. If I go into Evernote and I want to capture the information in the journey, I can take a photo in Evernote, and Evernote sometimes recognizes the cards as a post-it note. So you have a complete record of the way the journey was mapped. And sometimes we're still busy mapping a journey at a client site, and my team has already captured the journey into our journey mapping tools. So very, very nifty to quickly capture the customer journey that we've mapped. So I'm going to quickly take you through what we put in our customer journey mapping kit, and there's more information on our website, and you're welcome to use our ideas. We absolutely love working with Sharpies and only the best whiteboard pens. Sometimes you get to a venue and the pens are really shoddy quality, so we always take our pens with us. We also have press stick, we have post-it notes, and sometimes we use stickers for voting, so we always keep like dot stickers with us. Then our journey mapping kit also contains this amazing book by Jim Kalbach. We absolutely love your book, thanks Jim. And then what really works well is a clipboard. We have these emotion cards that we often use just to guide customers in terms of the emotions we want to design into the journey. And in a little while, I'll be showing you how we do journey mapping using Lego Serious Play. But just quickly to take you through the cards, and these are completely customizable based on how you do your journey mapping. But these cards and stickers contain the elements that I spoke to you about before, looking at the customer goal, expectations, how to exceed and how to fail expectations. And that's really the framework we like to use when we do journey mapping. So check out the kit and let us know. We'll also be posting some examples of what the scans look like of the cards, as well as a journey map, which we'll be distributing to you later, and also showing you how to load that into the software we use. One of the other tools we absolutely love to use is Lego Serious Play. We see about getting the same results in a third of the time if we use Lego Serious Play. This really helps customers get out of their heads, get out of the process, and really step into the shoes of the customer. So I want to quickly show you how we do it. The same framework that I just showed you on the whiteboard, we have this on a PVC mat, and we have customers circling a big table like this, and they would decide on the persona, and they would then build the story moment by moment. And in the same way I showed you the cards and the stickers, we would lay this out and get a team to really collaborate around building this map. And again, we look at the customer goal, expectations, what are the desired emotions we want the customer to feel in this moment, how do we exceed, how do we fail the expectations, who's the moment owner in this moment, and what is the backstage story, all of the systems and the processes below the line backstage. So if I quickly run through the story, a girl who got a promotion, she's looking online for what kind of car she can afford and what car will go with her lifestyle. She goes for a test drive. She really likes one of the cars. She goes back home and she compares and looks at the financial situation and also her personal needs, and then makes a decision which car she wants to buy. So this tool really lends itself to making the story come alive, and also to apply design thinking to specific moments to solve customer problems within those moments. So just to show you the end result of the journey before we move on to the tools, I just want to focus your attention to Nolu, who's a 24-year-old girl. And if we fast forward to the end of the story, like we're paging to the last page in the book, we really want her to say how impressed she was with this process, how easy it was to buy a car, get financing and get insurance, and that she'll really recommend the brands that she interacted with. So to quickly show you how we've put the journey together, we've got the persona of Nolu. Then we have all of the brand warriors that she interacted with in her journey. We've got Tyrone, he's a car sales consultant. We've got Vivian, who's a banker. We've got Paul, who's another banker, and she has to decide which of these bankers make her feel the best about herself. And then we've got Pam, the insurance broker. And if we look at the journey, the trigger that got her into this journey was really the fact that she got a promotion and she can now afford to buy her own car. She goes through this journey of test driving the car, getting a quotation, then contacting the banks. She speaks to Vivian, who works out a deal for her. She speaks to Paul, who serves younger customers and might actually provide better for her requirements. They give her a loan offer that she receives via email, and now she has to decide which car she's going to buy. She looks at these two loan options and goes for the one that gives her the best interest rate. Then she realizes that she needs insurance on the car. She starts looking for insurance packages on the web, this is really intimidating, and she thinks maybe she should just go for the #1 brand that comes up on all the Google searches. But she then decides to rather phone an insurance broker. And that's where she meets Pam. Pam works out a quotation for her and explains to her exactly how the policy works, all of the terms and conditions in simple language. She sends her an email telling her what's covered in the instance that the car is stolen or gets into an accident. Now she's got the car she wants, she's got the finance, and she's got the insurance cover. Feels a little bit intimidated because there's quite a bit of paperwork to do. She signs the contract, she provides all of her identity documents, and she gets the confirmation that all of her documentation has been received. This has been quite an exhausting journey, and she's now getting excited to take delivery of a new car. The car is being prepared, the funds are transferred from the bank, the proof of insurance is provided, all of the money is transferred, all of the paperwork is sorted, and Nola gets ready to collect her car. And she's really impressed as she drives away in a new car, and she is a loyal customer, and she's a real fan of the brands that she interacted with. And that's really stepping through this journey moment by moment and unpacking it and saying, if we were the insurance company, or if we were the car brand, what would we like to design into this journey to evoke these emotions of excitement and peace of mind around going through this process? So I'm going to quickly show you how to document a customer journey map once you've finished facilitating your session. That was one of the questions we got asked by the audience. And the tool I'm going to show you is a tool called CXPA, which is really fast to just do a high-level journey map. And I'm going to start by first creating a persona. And our persona in this case is a girl called Nolu. So as you can see, I've populated this persona for Nolu. She's female, 24 years old, lives in Cape Town, she's single, she's a consultant. Her goal is to buy the best car that she can possibly afford. Her quote is, if you believe it, you can achieve it. And now we're ready to create a journey map for Nolu. So as you can see, I've started populating the stages of the journey, the user goals, and the images. So Nola gets promotion at work. She searches the web for cars, and I'm going to put in that frame that we had for searching the web. She then goes for a test drive. She receives the quotation for the car, and now she's in a position to start looking at financing options, being able to compare the various options that she has. So as you can see, I've just inserted a few frames. I can add my sections here if I wanted to have a specific section around, what is my customer expectations. And with very easy drag and drop, I can create this map. I can then export the map to a PDF. And within moments, I can have a map that's really ready to present back to my audience or to present to executives. And that is a very, very quick overview of how you can capture your journey maps. If you need more information about the tool, you're welcome to email us. So just in summary, I want to say thank you to Leslie from the CXPA for inviting us to cover customer journey mapping. We will be blogging, we will be sharing these resources online, and do feel free to send us some more questions. And to everybody celebrating CX Day this year, happy CX Day and continue to love your customers.